You know that feeling when everyone's obsessing over Switzerland and Germany, but Austria somehow stays under the radar despite having better food, cheaper prices, and arguably more stunning alpine scenery? Yeah, we're fixing that today. If you've landed on Passport Unfolded, you know we're not here to give you the same recycled Sound of Music tour nonsense. We're talking about the real Austria, the one beyond schnitzel cliches and Mozart chocolates. We're diving into experiences that'll make you rethink this Alpine nation, from hidden lake regions to mountain roads that'll make your jaw drop. So hit that like button and subscribe, because we've got European destinations coming your way that deserve way more attention than they're getting. Before we dive in, let's talk about what makes Austria actually interesting beyond the stereotypes. This country is smaller than Maine, but packs in 9 UNESCO World Heritage Sites and over 400 peaks above 3,000 meters. Vienna's been ranked world's most livable city multiple times, and it's got underground techno clubs in former voodoo bunkers. Austria invented Red Bull. The croissant actually came from Vienna, not France. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is from a tiny village near Graz. The country is 62% mountainous with over 20,000 castles and palaces, and its tap water comes straight from Alpine springs, making it better than most bottled water. Austrians drink more coffee per capita than Italians, and take their cake culture so seriously, there's actual rivalry between cafes over who makes best soccer torte. Winter sports are basically a religion here. Ready to explore? Let's go. Vienna's Ringstrasse Boulevard circles the old city where medieval walls once stood, lined with magnificent buildings from late 1800s Habsburg glory. Opera House, Parliament, City Hall, University, all architectural showpieces. Schönbrunn Palace is the Habsburgs' summer residence with 1,441 rooms rivaling Versailles. While palace tours are standard fare, the gardens are where you want time. Massive formal gardens. Gloriette Hilltop Pavilion with city views. World's oldest zoo from 1752. But here's what tourists miss. Skip hotel breakfast and hit Naschmarkt, this sprawling market with food stalls and Vienna's best people watching. For coffee culture, skip touristy Café Central and try Café Spurl, where locals hang out. Museums Cartier and former imperial stables houses contemporary art with courtyards perfect for afternoon drinks. Vienna's got edge underneath imperial elegance. Find it in Neubau's vintage shops and natural wine bars. Would you spend a week in Vienna? Salzburg is Mozart's birthplace and Sound of Music's filming location. And yes, the town plays this up, but there's substance beyond marketing. The old town squeezed between Salzach River and Hohensalzburg Fortress is UNESCO listed with genuine Baroque beauty. The fortress dominates from its hilltop. Take the funicular up for views across Old Town's copper-green domes with Alps rising beyond. Getreidegasse is the main shopping street with wrought iron guild signs including Mozart's bright yellow birthplace. Skip expensive Mozart dinner concerts and catch performance at Marionette Theater, or attend Salzburg Festival in summer when world-class opera takes over. Cross river to Mirabell Palace with formal gardens where Do Re Mi was filmed. For local food, try Stiegelkeller Beer Garden or Augustiner Bräu, massive beer hall and former monastery where monks still brew beer. The surrounding Salzkammergut Lake region is minutes away, making Salzburg perfect base. Visit outside summer for fewer crowds. Hallstatt is that impossibly picturesque Alpine village reflected in the lake that's all over Instagram. And yes, it's beautiful, but completely overrun with day trippers. The village sits on narrow shore between mountain and Hallstatter Sea, with pastel houses climbing the slope and church spire completing the fairy tale scene. Hallstatt's been inhabited since 800 BC because of salt mining. Mines above town offer tours through tunnels and underground salt lake. The ossuary in St. Michael's Chapel displays decorated skulls painted with flowers because cemetery space was limited. Macabre but fascinating. Here's the move. Most tourists arrive midday, so stay overnight and experience the village early morning or evening when you have it mostly to yourself. Take cable car up to Skywalk viewing platform for aerial perspective with Alps rising beyond. Combine with exploring less famous villages like Sankt Wolfgang or Mondsee, which have similar beauty minus chaos. Is Instagram ruining travel? Let me know your thoughts. Innsbruck sits in a valley surrounded by Alps, making it feel like mountains are about to swallow the city. And it's one of few places you can have breakfast downtown and be skiing 2,000 meters up 30 minutes later. The old town's golden roof with gilded tiles is the iconic site from 1500. But Innsbruck's real magic is Nordkette cable car designed by Zaha Hadid, taking you from city center to 2,000 meters in 20 minutes. At the top, hiking trails range from easy walks to serious mountain routes, and panorama across Innsbruck Valley is staggering. In winter, you can ski back down to city, making Innsbruck surreal for urban skiing. Bergesel ski jump, designed by Zaha Hadid, has viewing platform with insane city and mountain views. Innsbruck hosted Winter Olympics twice, and infrastructure means world-class winter sports right in city. Stay in Old Town, eat at Die Wilderen for modern Austrian cuisine. Would you ski from mountain to city? Comment below. Wachau Valley along the Danube between Melk and Krems is Austria's wine country with terraced vineyards climbing hillsides, medieval towns, castle ruins, and river views making this UNESCO listed. The valley is compact, only 30 kilometers, but packed with charm. Dürnstein is the postcard town with blue Baroque church tower and castle ruins where Richard the Lionheart was imprisoned in 1192. The town's barely 3 streets wide, but filled with wine taverns and apricot vendors. Krems anchors the valley's eastern end with medieval center and wine museums. Best way to experience Wachau is renting bikes and cycling the flat riverside path, stopping at Hurigen, traditional wine taverns serving new wine with simple food. Alternatively, take river cruise between towns drinking local wine watching castles pass. Visit September-October for harvest when valley turns golden. And new wine festivals happen in every village, or spring for apricot blossoms. Stay overnight in Dürnstein rather than day tripping from Vienna. Grossglockner, High Alpine Road, is 48 kilometers of switchback mountain road climbing to 2,571 meters with 36 hairpin turns and views making you pull over every 5 minutes. This is Austria's highest mountain road connecting Salzburg and Carinthia while passing Austria's highest peak, Grossglockner, at 3,798 meters. Built in 1930s as Depression-era employment project, it remains engineering marvel with perfectly graded curves. As you climb, landscape shifts from valley forest to alpine meadows to barren rock and snow with glaciers visible on higher peaks. Kaiser Franz Joseph's Höhe viewing platform puts you face to face with Pasterze Glacier, Austria's longest glacier, though sadly retreating. Multiple viewpoints and nature trails branch off, letting you hike into alpine environment. Road is only open May to October, and even summer can bring sudden weather changes. Entry fee applies, but worth every euro. Drive yourself for maximum flexibility, stopping at every interesting viewpoint. Have you driven an alpine road? Zell am See sits on Lake Zell shores with Kitzsteinhorn Glacier rising behind, creating perfect combination of lake and mountain activities year-round. Summer brings swimming in the lake. Yes, it's cold, but refreshing, along with hiking trails ranging from easy lakeside walks to challenging mountain ascents. The Zell am See Kapern region has over 400 kilometers of hiking trails through alpine meadows past mountain huts. The town itself is charming with pedestrian Old Town, lakeside promenade, and mountain views from everywhere. Winter transforms this into serious ski destination, with Kitzsteinhorn Glacier skiing guaranteeing snow. The glacier cable car operates year-round, taking you to ice caves and summit viewing platform at 3,000 meters, where panorama stretches across Alps into Italy. Lake cruises operate summer months, stopping at villages around shore. Stay in town for convenience or nearby mountain villages for quieter atmosphere. Grossglockner Alpine Road starts 30 minutes away, making Zell am See perfect base for exploring. Graz is Austria's second city but feels completely different from Vienna. More relaxed, younger energy from university population, and architecture mixing medieval old town with cutting-edge contemporary. The Schlossberg Hill rises from city center with clock tower landmark reached by funicular with views across red-tiled roofs. The Old Town is UNESCO listed with Renaissance courtyards and Baroque palaces. But what makes Graz interesting is contemporary architecture. Kunsthaus looks like alien spaceship landed on the river with blue biomorphic form, housing contemporary art. Murinsel is floating platform on Mur River designed as cafe, looking like steel shell. Arnold Schwarzenegger Museum in nearby Thal celebrates the region's most famous sun. Cheesy but fun. Graz's food scene is excellent with traditional gasthouses serving Styrian pumpkin seed oil alongside modern restaurants pushing boundaries. The surrounding Styrian wine country produces fantastic Sauvignon Blancs. Visit during Styriart Music Festival in summer. Graz gets overlooked but rewards those who spend time here. Melk Abbey dominates its cliff above Danube at Wachau Valley entrance. This massive Baroque monastery in brilliant yellow and white looking more like palace than religious building. The abbey's been Benedictine monastery since 1089, but current Baroque building dates from early 1700s, representing Austrian Baroque at peak exuberance. The library hall with ceiling frescoes, gilded decorations, and 16,000 volumes is one of world's most beautiful libraries. Instagram doesn't do justice. The scale needs experiencing. The marble hall with trompe-l'oeil ceiling and church with golden altar show Baroque at peak opulence. But Abbey remains working monastery with monks still living here, giving authenticity beyond just being museum. The Abbey Park and Terrace offer Danube views across to Wachau vineyards. Audio guides provide good context about monastery history. Visit early or late to avoid tour bus crowds. Combine with Wachau Valley exploration by boat, bike, or car, making full day from Vienna or overnight in Dürnstein. Would you stay overnight in a monastery? Melk Abbey dominates its cliff above Danube at Wachau Valley entrance. This massive Baroque monastery in brilliant yellow and white looking more like palace than religious building. The abbey's been Benedictine monastery since 1089, but current Baroque building dates from early 1700s, representing Austrian Baroque at peak exuberance. The library hall with ceiling frescoes, gilded decorations, and 16,000 volumes is one of world's most beautiful libraries. Instagram doesn't do justice. The scale needs experiencing. The marble hall with trompe-l'oeil ceiling and church with golden altar show Baroque at peak opulence. But Abbey remains working monastery with monks still living here, giving authenticity beyond just being museum. The Abbey Park and Terrace offer Danube views across to Wachau vineyards. Audio guides provide good context about monastery history. Visit early or late to avoid tour bus crowds. Combine with Wachau Valley exploration by boat, bike, or car, making full day from Vienna or overnight in Dürnstein. Would you stay overnight in a monastery? Bad Gastein is this surreal Belle Epoque spa town clinging to steep valley sides with waterfall crashing through town center, and abandoned grand hotels creating post-apocalyptic atmosphere that's somehow beautiful. The town was a fashionable spa destination in late 1800s, attracting royalty seeking thermal water cures. Emperor Franz Joseph, Bismarck, and Thomas Mann all visited. The grand hotels now stand empty or partially ruined, giving the town faded glamour aesthetic that's attracted artists and photographers. But Bad Gastein is experiencing renaissance, with some hotels being renovated, and young crowd discovering its skiing, hiking, and weird beauty. Felsen Spa has modern thermal pools built into rock with waterfall views. Thermal water is naturally warm and supposedly healing. Skiing at Gastein ski area is excellent with connections to neighboring valleys, creating massive ski region. Summer brings serious hikers tackling trails into Hohe Tauern National Park. The Gastein waterfall dropping 341 meters through town is hypnotic. Visit for incongruous combination of decaying grandeur and outdoor adventure existing nowhere else. Zillertal Arena is massive ski region in Tyrol, with 150 kilometers of slopes spread across multiple valleys, creating interconnected winter playground. Meerhofen is main village with lively après-ski, traditional Tyrolean architecture, and access to Penken and Ahorn skiing areas. Hintertux Glacier at Valley's southern end offers year-round skiing. Yes, you can ski in August, with spectacular high-altitude terrain. The arena connects villages like Zell am Ziller and Gerlos, with lifts letting you ski valley to valley covering massive terrain. Summer transforms Zillertal into hiking paradise with hundreds of trails ranging from valley walks to serious alpine routes. Via Ferrata routes offer climbing excitement with safety cables and iron rungs. The Zillertal Railway, narrow-gauge steam train, runs valley length providing scenic transport. Traditional Tyrolean culture remains strong, with villages maintaining customs and traditional dress for festivals. Stay in Meerhofen for convenience and nightlife, or smaller villages like Hippach for authentic atmosphere. Would you ski a glacier in summer? Let me know. The Hofburg in Vienna was the Habsburgs' winter residence and empire's power center for over 600 years, and the complex sprawls across central Vienna with 2,600 rooms and 18 wings. The imperial apartments show how Franz Joseph and Empress Elizabeth lived, surprisingly modest compared to Versailles. The Sisi Museum dedicated to Elizabeth shows her real personality beyond romantic myths. She was a fascinating, troubled woman obsessed with beauty who died assassinated in Geneva. The Silver Collection displays elaborate table settings used for state dinners, showing Habsburg entertaining standards. The Imperial Treasury holds Holy Roman Empire crown jewels, some of the world's most valuable historical objects. Spanish riding school stables are part of Hofburg, where Lipizzaner horses train and perform. Morning training sessions are easier to access than performances. The National Library's State Hall is a Baroque masterpiece with frescoed dome, marble columns, and 200,000 volumes, creating one of the world's most beautiful library spaces. You need half-day minimum to see main sections properly. Wörthersee in Carinthia is Austria's warmest lake, with the water reaching 25 degrees in summer, making it swimming paradise compared to colder Alpine lakes. The lake stretches 16 kilometers between mountains with resort towns, private villas, and public beaches lining shores. Velden at western end is glitzy town with casino, luxury hotels, and yachts creating Austrian Riviera atmosphere. This is where wealthy Austrians summer. Klagenfurt at eastern end is Carinthia's capital, with charming old town and Minimundus Park displaying miniature world landmarks. The lakeside promenade offers easy cycling, with views across turquoise water to surrounding peaks. Pyramid and Kogel Tower south of lake has observation deck with wraparound views. The tower also has longest covered slide in Europe spiraling down. Swimming spots dot the shoreline from organized beaches to quiet coves. Maria Worth Peninsula has picturesque twin churches creating iconic postcard scene. Visit July-August for warmest water and liveliest atmosphere, or June and September for quieter experience. Stay in Pertschak or Maria Wörth for lake access without Velden's high prices. Krimml Waterfalls in Hohe Tauern National Park are Europe's highest waterfalls, with total drop of 380 meters in 3 cascading tiers, creating thunderous spectacle. The waterfall trail climbs alongside all 3 tiers, taking about 90 minutes one way, with increasingly impressive views as you ascend. The lower falls are powerful and loud, spray soaking everything, creating constant mist and rainbows on sunny days. Middle falls pass through narrower gorge, focusing the water's power, while upper falls spread out more gently. The trail has viewing platforms at each level with interpretive signs. Best water flow is June and July, when snowmelt feeds the falls, while autumn sees less volume but beautiful forest colors. The trail requires reasonable fitness with steady uphill and lots of stairs, but nothing technical. Good shoes, essential as spray makes surfaces slippery. At the top, you can continue hiking into high Alps toward glaciers if equipped. Arrive early or late in peak season to avoid tour groups. Combined with exploring Hohe Tauern National Park and nearby Grossglockner High Alpine Road. So, there you have it. 17 ways to experience Austria beyond the obvious Vienna and Salzburg tourist circuits, and those tired Sound of Music tours. Every recommendation is in the description with practical tips for timing and getting there, so you can build your Austrian adventure that doesn't look like everyone else's. Austria combines Alpine drama with imperial elegance, world-class cities with mountain villages frozen in time, and manages to be both sophisticated and outdoorsy in ways that make it endlessly rewarding. If this gave you ideas for Austria, smash that subscribe on Passport Unfolded, because we're exploring Europe's most underrated destinations. Drop a comment telling me which Austrian spot you're most excited about visiting. Are you Team Vienna Elegance or Team Mountain Adventure? Until next time, keep exploring places that require you to look beyond the obvious first page of Google results. And remember, the best travel stories happen when you go deeper than surface-level tourism. Now get out there and see the real Austria.